people. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. We are live and on prime time, 7 to 7:55 p.m. This is Canal de English, and it's your program, Street 237, your age infotainment talk show. Today, you're going to hear things you've never heard and see things you've never seen. Trust me, people, for I'm bringing to you the best of the best. You're meeting the stars on your program, Street 237. Well, it's often said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. And most of them, if not all, actually fit in that particular description. Two of my guests, of course. That the third is, of course, treading the path of fame, and he will be learning a lot from these people who've gone ahead of him. And of course, preparation is never wasted time. So, you're welcome to Street 237, the show that has already been airing in Cameroon for over 2 years, so it means we're coming a long way. Well, let's take this short break, and when we come back, I'll tell you exactly whom or who we're going to have on the show. Stay tuned, we shall be back. Welcome back. This is Street 237, your age entertainment talk show. So today we are going to have our guest of honor, Mr. Partout, Mr. Leo, who is definitely here in Cameroon. He has a tight schedule and a lot for 2018. But first of all, what did he do? He gave us a beautiful album that we are already enjoying in a cryptic tone. Now, we also will be having a wonderful moment, a tete-a-tete, with a great Cameroonian artist, painter, to be more precise, who has done a great job out of the country and even in Cameroon. And she's doing something huge. Even though you might not know her, you have the time to discover who Shiri Achu is. And of course, you know the name Achu because somehow in the story of Cameroon, they are in the DNA of this country's political history. Now, we are going to have a wonderful acoustic moment as well with our one and only, the builder, Wazi. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an acoustic moment on Street 237, your age entertainment talk show. You know my name. I'm called ST, it's the VE, or call me Steve. If you want to be former. This is Wazi.
There's a dream in my heart that is waiting to be shown. Your memories and moments suddenly. We could put away this bullets, we could look instead. Maybe learn a thought or two so we could see. Sometimes carry me go, but carry me go like dirty. I've been waiting for something, but take me from not into something. But carry me go. Carry me go like dirty. I've been waiting for something, but take me from nothing to something. I'm tired of running, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running from myself. I'm tired of running, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running from it all. Them traffic just by my colors. Make me so proud. No, never let them put you inside conditions. Never trust me, not make them weak. There's a dream in your heart that is trying to be shown. Take the moment into memory. If you could put away these bullets and pick up the instead, learn a part or two so you can see. Seems like carry me go, carry me go like dirty. I've been waiting for something, but take me from nothing to something. But carry me go, carry me go like dirty. I've been waiting for something, but take me from nothing to something. I'm tired of running, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running from myself. I'm tired of running, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running from it all. I'm tired of running, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running from myself. I'm tired of running, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running.
the builder. We are live on Street 237, and the location here is African Lounge, and this is the Secret Lounge, a VIP corner where Samuel Eto'o and many other stars used to come and chill when they are in Cameroon. So we are getting this space for free simply because we have great people among us, and we are, special people in this country. Wazzy, that's a great job. Welcome to Street 237 once
Thank you,
again.
Steve.
And that's the way I wanted you to welcome, Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo, welcome to Cameroon. Mr. Patu, Mr. Love Original, Mr. Igo Beta, Mr. Uwe.
Thank
Bro, how
you,
are you
thank you.
doing?
I'm
How are you
fine, I'm
doing?
good, thank you.
I don't want
Happy
to
New Year.
present you any way else because we can tell all the stories, but today you are who you make yourself to be. You are you can't. I'll just say you're a legend in the making. You are, you know, um, how would I put it? You are the dream of every young Cameroonian artist.
Wow,
How do you
thank you.
feel having that on your shoulder?
Uh, it's not easy to explain, feelings like that, it's not easy to express, but I'm grateful.
You're welcome to Street 237.
Thank you.
It's a platform where we just, I created this platform so we could publicize our own. There came a time when we used to publicize other people, what Nigerians were doing and others. That's good to be open up to others and recognize what they're doing great for
Exactly.
Africa. But right now, since we became the actors of our own, destiny, I thought it wise that we should have a platform that talks about our own and what we're doing. That's great. And let's not wait for other people to tell our story.
Very important. That's
Yeah.
true.
So, Wazi, before we start talking with Mr. Leo, you said something interesting, and I can't just pass by this because something is happening in the world today. You talked in this song, "Carry Me Go." I think it's "Carry Me Go,"
Carry me
right?
go, yeah.
That
Carry
the
me go like dirty.
How did you find the song, by the way? You're a
It's a great
lyricist,
piece.
so
Yeah, it's a great piece. When I was listening to it, what kept touching me was what he's saying in the song. Cameroonians still have not really close, but they still have a close ear to music like this. Cameroonians in Pidgin they say they hear music, they need listen music.
wow.
Cameroonians they see hear music. They not very few they listen
Listen
music.
to it.
Sometimes music is not about how danceable it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about what the person is really saying because it starts from that. The beat and the rest is just to accompany what you're saying because you're actually trying to pass a message. And that's what I was actually listening to. Carry me go, water carry me go like that. So each time there's like a stream or a river, my math teacher used to say, you cannot go to a stream and you wash your hands on the same water because each time you wash, it
Cleanses.
cleans it, it takes it
Wow.
off. Each time, the second time you put your hand, it's new, it's different. Carry me go like that. See, from my own understanding, it's like just I want to get clean. I want to leave. I want to explode. That kind of stuff. I'm tired of running. Like I'm gonna stay on the same place. I'm gonna
You
fend
can
for
leave whatever
myself.
place
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's what I was actually listening to, and it's a great piece.
wow. I just pick up there's this phrase. I mean, there are a lot of things you said, but there's this phrase that caught my attention, and it actually goes with what's happening in the world today. It's unfortunate for the black race, but you said the Georgians, the one that trying to judge us from
Yeah.
our colors, and today there is a whole, war that is, that's already being born because H&M, that's negative publicity will get, but I think they communicated on their new piece, on a new sweatshirt, and they put it on a young black guy and said the coolest monk in the jungle. And you talking, so they're talking about racism, and you just talked about racism in your song. Is that from the same light you're putting the issue, or what do you think about racism in your perceive?
I actually think racism is generally born from complex. Every human being, first of all, is racist because we don't feel comfortable around strangers. That's why earlier on you were asking Mr. Leo if he had seen his brother who is from the same village.
Emmanuel Bibil
Yeah,
remind
yeah.
you,
That's
Banso
tribalism.
boy.
It's a form of racism on its own. Human beings generally are racist. But then, if we as humans want to evolve to an upper echelon, say, to be more productive and more creative, like to make this world a better place, we have to like suppress that natural urge to go go into clusters of where we are familiar or where we feel comfortable, and give each and every human a chance to be able to express themselves in whichever way they feel like expressing themselves, like not limiting them based on their color or based on where they are from, their ethnicity, or that's just basically what that phrase says.
Well, I mean, what do you think about this approach?
Yeah, that's true. I just think first of all, we are all humans. You know, we are animals actually, but of a different type. Like we are the first
More involved.
among in the animal list. Now, if you accept the fact that we are all humans, then racism cannot exist among us. Because maybe you started doing something, it doesn't mean another person starts 50 years after. It makes you better. It's not about who starts first. And then secondly, about this particular racism, thing. I heard somebody say sometime, I've forgotten, it was a lady. She said, because another person is bending a knee, it doesn't make you taller. You understand? Because I'm kneeling down in front of you doesn't mean you're actually taller than me, because you cannot estimate my height from me kneeling down. Because by the time I stand up, I could be taller than you. So I just uh, think some people would be foolish to think that color makes a difference. Color makes no difference. A human being is a human being. We all came from the same, mother and father. We all eat food, the same kind of food. What changes is the variety. What just changes is, the nature of preparation and all that. We're all human beings. We do the same things. We just happen to find ourselves in different worlds. So color should not, you know, make any difference to me. A
Well,
human being is a human being.
you're watching Street
Yeah.
237 live on Canal the English, and we have Wazi in the building, and we also have our one and only, Mr. Patu, Mr. Dio with us. So, some people say love conquers all.
Yeah.
And do you think that with this beautiful album, your first album, of course,
Yeah.
since you started your musical career about 2 to 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken,
Three. Yeah.
three years ago, your first album. Do you think with this dose of love you've given us in Love Original, it conquers a lot of the ills we're going through today?
Actually, love is the key to everything. If you let love lead, uh, you would avoid complex. You'd avoid situations where you have to look down on another person. If you are full of love, color would not matter, your status would not matter, where you come from would not matter, and all that. So this album is titled Love Original, meaning original love. You know, it's true that 80% of the album talks about love between a man and a woman, but then there are songs in it like Hallelujah, which talks about love for God. Part two, which talks about love for fans and all that. At the end of the day, in the whole album, I'm just preaching love. Love should lead in every movement. You know,
Wow.
uh,
Love should lead in every
there is
movement.
more to gain when you let love lead than what you can lose. There's nothing to lose when you let love lead.
Wow. There's nothing to lose when you let love lead. And
Nothing.
if you listen to Mr. Liu's song, an excerpt of his album, you know, um, Love Original, the song's entitled Pray, he also talked about love, but from another perspective,
Love for our country.
yeah, addressing the situation going in our country. I think that song is your own response to what's happening in
Yeah,
Cameroon.
exactly.
Did I get it? Or it's not
That's it.
entirely your
That's it. Yeah.
response. That's a response to what's
So
happening.
about pray. Each time I'm on TV, I always say this. I'm just an artist. I'm just a singer. You know, I'm not a politician. Now, uh, I'm from the northwest, but I was born in the southwest. I grew up in the southwest, Boya to be precise. Now, all these things are happening around the English part of Cameroon, northwest, southwest, and all that. I am there. I see what's happening. I know something is happening. Something is going wrong. But because I'm not a politician, you can never know for sure uh, how it actually started, what really gave that spark for all this wahala, I just know something went wrong because most often the TV shows us what they want us to know. It's different from the truth, you know. So I decided to say something about it, but I decided to talk as a singer, as a musician. The least I can do is, someone who has some attention or someone who has a good follow up, call on my fans. Let's put our knees down and pray to God because with very complex situations, all you need is God's intervention. Call on my fans. Let's bend the knee. Let's put our knees down and pray to God. And we just pray Cameroon be better. It doesn't matter the changes that's gonna happen. Be it, A or B. At the end of the day, we just want things to be better. That's the least I can say because right now, everybody watching, I say anything political, I know they're gonna interpret it like the Bible. I know how they do it. So I'm just going to stay low about it, be shallow about it. But that was the aim of that song. Call on people. Let's put our knees down and let's pray to God. Let's pray that Cameroon gets better. That's just all.
Wow. So Mr. Leo technically gave his own mindset, or just say his own point of view concerning all what's happening. And what he needs at the end of the day is that Cameroon be better. And he thinks that the best way to do that as well is by praying, and God Almighty's God's solution. So this
Always.
is an excerpt of, Love Original, and this is Praise. So listen to it, and when we come back, we're going to talk about more with Mr. Leo.
Alphabet and Records.
To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah. To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baba God, Baba God, where you there? Where you there? Baba God, Baba God, where you there? Where you there? Listen to songs inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen. Kishiki loran lenbena, amen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen to songs inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen. Kishiki loran lenbena, amen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Somebody call up them brother. Brother no pick up the phone, but Facebook say the boy don't die. I buy another one, call up the friend. Brother mama don't die. If not you, waiting you go do. Huh. We are one big family. Your brother cannot be the enemy. Why all this calamity? Me I no fit believe why you do the things you do. We just need to love one another. No need to mash up the people. Everything cool and nice. A better day for the people. I've been to me for a wacky, yeah, jai jai, jai jai. Achu my for a wacky, yeah, jai jai, jai jai. To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah. To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baba God, Baba God, where you there? Where you there? Baba God, Baba God, where you there? Where you there? Listen to songs inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen. Kishiki loran lenbena, amen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen to songs inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen. Kishiki loran lenbena, amen.
For I don't know how long. Thank you so much to Emmanuel Bavilka. Thank you to Aika Vanessa, for Yoi. Thank you to Leila Kiga, who actually translated this. And I did a screenshot and I sang it for over a week. You can't imagine, Mr. Leo.
Wow.
How do you feel when you see people like this saying your dialect? I'm not from Bamenda. You understand? I am. My dad is from like I'm 100% francophone. I've never said it on TV. I'm 100% francophone. You know, by origin. My dad is Bamileke from Bagonte. My mom is from Douala, Bonindale. You know, I've gone to the village. I studied like from one to opposite, you know, in the Anglo-Saxon. I like from nursery school to opposite in the Anglo-Saxon system. You know, the last school I went to was I think I did a lot of schools. I went to SAS, I went to PCS, and I came. So the only time I studied I listened to a lecture in French was in the University of Douala. So pretty much when you hear someone like me sing Lamso, because of the love for your music, how do you feel about that?
Uh, it feels good. It feels good. It tells me my songs are getting to where they need to be. Somehow it
Many
feels
people
good.
criticized you, Mr. Leo,
Yeah.
and Alphabeta Records for orienting your songs. You know, many of your songs were kind of 80% French.
Yeah.
You know, the original version of Farm, that is the first version, not the remix,
Yeah.
which the remix is, of course, a part of
Yeah.
your album, Love Original. They criticized you guys for using French and for deviating or kind of being sellouts to the Anglophone
Yeah.
audience. Today, you're using Lamso. What do you answer those people? And was it the plan?
Uh, Now, first of all, they say music is food for the soul. Uh, there's nowhere it was mentioned that it has anything to do with language. You know, I always give this example. We all listen to Fali Pupa. I sing most of his songs. I don't even, get what he's saying. I just understand what he says once when he uses one or two French words. But that's to tell you, music is music. If it's good, it's good. It has nothing to do with language. It's just one of those things that either lighten you up when you're sad. You use it when you're sad, use it when you're happy, use it when you're okay. Music is for everybody. It's food for the soul. Now, talking about Cameroon, first of all, is bilingual. Now, I am from Bamenda. I am an Anglophone. I've never denied that. But here's the question. um, Before you criticize me, have you tried to know where I grew up? Have you tried to understand or to know if maybe I'm an Anglophone who grew up in Yaoundé, or an Anglophone who grew up in Douala? Are you going to say you don't care? You should care, because I'm going to use more of a language I'm comfortable in. You know, I have never refused that I'm from Bamenda. But now this is what happened. My dad, spent most of his time in the friend zone. He started working in Yaoundé. That's where my elder sister was born, and that's why, from the day she got independent, she went back to Yaoundé because she's used to the French culture and all that. Left Yaoundé, went to Edea, and only came to Boya, you know, a few years after. You know, I've been in Boya, but my parents are used to the French culture. So in the house, it's more French. And then when I was growing up, our closest neighbor, was 100% French. We were English. But then the only way to communicate was either I try to learn French, or they try to learn English. And it was more difficult for them. It was easier for me. I could, pick it up quickly. And that's how I grew up for more than 15 years, you know. And I got used to the French culture. It was in the military camp, 80% French. That's how I actually grew up. So when I started singing, uh, I keep it real. I send it out the way it comes. If it comes in French, I let it out.
Send out in French.
But then Cameroon is bilingual. I have to make sure my songs get to everyone. I try to make sure I do a perfect blend. Now, I don't sing 80% in English in French. I always do a blend. Always. If you listen to my album, uh, more than 60% is a mixture of French and English. About 20% is purely English. Another 20% is purely French. Kimayo is French, from start to end. But then Love Original, the song that carries the title of the album, is English. Pray is English. I just think I'm an Anglophone, but I think Anglophones are funny somehow. You know, they have this mentality I don't understand. It's like a virus that needs some treatment. You know, how can you sit and then you criticize me uh, for using French. And when you check online, uh, they are not just offended that I use French, that I use French. They don't want me to use French because most of them come and say, "You're an Anglophone. Stop singing in French." It sounds stupid to me. For example, my
Meantime,
brother.
Francophones are huge consumers of your music.
Yeah, you
And talking
understand.
about business,
I'm one of you.
that's a
I'm one
non-negligible
of you. Can you
population.
just be proud of me? Can you just, accept your own and mold it and keep it to yourself?
And due
Listen,
to music, you guys
enjoy
have
the music.
made social
I'll take for
the
example.
integration between both
Yeah,
parties easier.
yeah. For example, it's like we are two opposite people. I'm an Anglophone who sings, in French and English. Loco is a Francophone who does, who does more of French. But now this is how I judge it. You know, I have never heard a Francophone say Loco while you sing in English. They just enjoy it, they welcome it, they dance to it, they carry it around in their phones. They lift him up. But why is it that Anglophones are the only ones who would sit in their house, sit on their smartphones and type online and say, why do you sing in French? Music has nothing to do with language. What if I was singing 100% in my dialect? You're not going to listen to me because you're not
People are
Banso.
crazy about the fact that you're singing Lamsa. They're
You
like,
know,
let him keep singing. I mean, so probably want to tell you that okay, stop singing French
you
and
know,
English and just
it's just
sing in
funny.
Lamsa.
Now, why I started using Lamso in my songs now, it's not because I could not use it before. Uh, as you listen to my music, I have a plan for myself. I choose not to use it before because there was something I was building. I had a path I wanted to take. I had a strategy I was putting in place. And when it was time for me to use Banso, I decided to use Banso, not because they said that, because it was the plan from the start.
So
You
it
know,
means that probably you're planning to use other languages. I beg your
yeah, like
pardon.
now I'm learning
Probably
I'm learning Patois.
you're learning patois.
Yeah.
Wow.
After Patois, I'm going into Spanish.
Okay.
I
So
take my
Mr. Leo
time
is
to study these
saying,
things.
te
You
quiero
know,
mucho. And
Yeah, because I love these languages so much. Patois, I'm actually very good right now. I'm still
yeah.
trying to make sure I attain a certain level before I introduce it to people. But if you listen to part two, towards the end of it,
Yes, you did something like
you get a flair of
you
it.
know me sing from a
You
fandom.
know, you know, what me sing from a fandom. They make everything Chris how I love all of them. You know, this just to say, music has nothing to do with language. It has
Period.
nothing to do. Period.
Mr. Leo says music has nothing to do with the language. What we say is
Absolutely
that it's
nothing.
a food for the soul, and it's never concerned a particular language. Music in itself is a whole language that has to be decoded by the receiver.
Do you love Fino?
I do love
Do you love
Fino.
Sarkodie?
Yes, Psychodia too.
It answers the question. It
In
answers
which language
everything.
does Psychodia rap again?
We don't
I
care.
think it's
We don't.
We don't care. Like I went crazy over Adonai, the song
Yeah,
he
Adonai
did
with
with.
Castro, Blake Castro.
Like that song messed up my
I hear
brain.
girls also hail the song Despacito, and I was like, what's Despacito? What do you know about it?
That's
No,
music.
sir.
But why is it that Anglophone Cameroonians are the only ones who keep complaining about language? What
Well,
has it
you
got to
said
do?
what you had to say,
So
and then they will check, they pull out their conclusions. Now, I want to ask you another question
yeah,
because we really have time on our next. I
yeah,
want to have you here for eternity, but we can't do that.
yeah,
You are a prolific songwriter, but you have
yeah.
not you've not gone out there to say, okay, I am a songwriter. I have written for this artist, and you can contact me for songwriting. What is the issue in Cameroon that makes you not to go out there, and that makes people not to go towards others who can write, to command for songs? For songwriting is a profession, just like being a musician.
Yeah, uh, every move I make, you know, um, I try to do it professionally, and doing it professionally means, you take some time to study, you know, where you're doing it, how you're gonna do it, whom are you doing it for, and all those things. When you look at Cameroon, uh, they have not yet welcomed the idea, of some people being songwriters. I did not just wake up one day and become a songwriter. I worked for it. I told you once, I spent 3 years and I did not skip a day. 1 year is 356 and something days. I did not skip a day
So you pretty
without.
much had about almost 900 days where you never skipped a
I didn't
day
skip a
learning how
day
to
without
write music.
writing at least one song. I mean, some days I wrote more than one, two, three, four, five. and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's why by the end of the 3 years, I was a good songwriter. I forced it out of me. I learned it. I studied. If today I'm a songwriter, of course I would be proud to say I'm a songwriter. But the question is, uh, those people I write songs for, if they themselves are not proud to stand on TV and say, Mr. Leo wrote this song for me, then I sound, it makes me look
By the way,
stupid.
some have
You
started.
know,
You co-wrote Calais. You co-wrote Just Calaga. I mean, Just Calaga. Sorry,
Celestial
Promemoire.
Rose Rich Calaga, but
Yeah,
I did Promemoire, yeah?
Promemoire,
Yeah,
and many other songs. Supporte. You told me
yeah,
during an interview in
yeah,
on the radio that you
yeah,
wrote like almost 80% of Supporte
yeah.
that
The
you did
concept,
with
I built the
the
concept, yeah,
concept. You built the whole concept,
yeah,
and you also co-wrote the
yeah,
song with
yeah,
Loco.
yeah,
But it's true that I've not yet asked Loco on TV whether he who wrote the
yeah.
song. But why do you think some of these artists, can't openly say that a song has been written to me for me by Ivy or by Mr. Liu or by Salatil or whoever is writing songs? Or why do you think that they can't walk up to you guys because they know the alphabetical guys are going to write songs to say, okay, bro, I have an issue, I don't have a hit anymore. Like Franco, for example, doesn't after Kolila Petit is stressing for the song. I know many artists like that. Like Stanley, for example, has been lost for the past 2 3 years. What's happening? Like, have they come to you like in any other artist? I'm not trying to put in a beef something, but I had to curate art. And when I look at the artistic sphere, I think some artists that to me, Stanley is a value in this country that has to be protected.
Of
His
course.
weakness is songwriting. But now, nobody has come up. Have you not proposed something to him? It's business now.
No, I think it's the mentality of the artist. Uh, why? Because they find themselves in a society where it's not yet accepted. You know, we call this money because we've all agreed that we're going to call this money. And if I give it to you, you can give me something in return. If I just take any other paper and give it to you, it's not money. Money is just a piece of paper, like this book, But it's money because we've all accepted that we call it money. Now, we find ourselves in a society where it's not accepted yet. It's not accepted. They've not welcomed that idea of, I can stand on TV and be proud to say, uh, he wrote a song for me, Salatia wrote a song for me, Daphne wrote a song for me, In Europe, it's different. Rihanna, she don't write songs, but it doesn't change the fact that she stays Rihanna. You know, Many artists don't write. Some people are good at writing songs. But it's a profession. You know, I know of artists who are signed to two record labels, one as an artist, to another record label as a songwriter. You know, but why it's a difficulty in Cameroon is because the artists themselves, they have an issue with ego. You know, they're self-centered and they are complex. It's just that complex. There's no shame in saying somebody wrote a song for me. Daphne has said it before, but I'm not the one they call for shows when they need Kale in the wedding. I'm not the one they call when they need Promemo in the wedding. It is her, you know. It's not about the money. It's not about whatever you give. The highest pay I can get is just a credit.
I
Recognize
mean,
the
you
fact
deserve
that
it.
recognize the
If you
fact
make
that
the
I did
beat as a
something
beat
for you.
maker, you
You know,
deserve the credit. It's
yeah.
not like
I
you're
know
begging
of
for it.
record labels where
You're not begging for
you
it.
send you
You wrote the
send.
song, you deserve it.
I know record labels where I'm not going to call names, but I know record labels in Cameroon where you send the beat to them. When they finish recording, they get back to you to make sure they take off the part where you put your signature. If I did like a beat and I signed it behind like
Yeah, like
Mr.
P
Leo
on
on
the
the
beat,
beat,
Selectil on the
they
beat,
make sure you take it off.
Bill,
You know,
take it off.
you guys have to query for more than 2 weeks to make sure that they try to cut a deal for you to take it off. But that's the only gain, for that person, and that's as an artist. But now this is what we
That's
do.
theft.
This is what we do
Because
as
you deserve the intellectual property.
this is what we do as Alpha Beta. We know that's something we have. But we don't want to be selfish with it. That's why at the start we sit from our end. We try to check it out. I think this industry can be better if we have 10, 15 Mr. Leos. You don't need just Mr. Leo. We need 10, 15 Mr. Leos, 20 Lacor, 10 Tenor, 15 Jovi. Imagine all that put in one. The signal would be huge and better felt. So that's why once in a while we try to, even though some don't come, most of them we call actually. Lockhart didn't call us for a song. We called him to give him a song.
beautiful. That's great. The
You
approach.
understand? Imagine there's jamais, jamais, and there's chipotle. If I'm selfish, I would say no. I'll keep the song. I do jamais,
Because
jamais,
you
and then
wanted actually to release Supporte under like
you
your
know,
song, and you had Jamais Jamais and
that
Supporte.
yeah, that kind of that
Then
kind
you
of
decided
mentality.
to
But
give it
I
out
know where that
to
came
local.
from. More is gonna come. But why not give it to somebody who would use it?
Who
You
can
know,
interpret it
and
even
interpret
better.
it even better. Sometimes I write songs and I cannot interpret them. I can interpret them, but when you listen to somebody sing,
Somebody else,
this
yeah.
person can do it better.
Well,
It does happen. So we
well,
have tried a few times,
yeah.
but what kills the whole thing is the attitude of the person.
Now to conclude, I have two
Yeah.
questions for you. One on
Yeah.
your collaborations and one on an aspect of you being a role model. But before we ask that one, I'll give you portray a short video of you, and then you tell me a little more about that. So let's talk about your collaborations. After Hero,
Yeah.
after an international collaborations. After
Yeah.
Hero, after Fanico,
Yeah.
the song is doing great, Smash It and Trace, and
Thank
many
you.
other playlists. Who next? Who's coming up next?
Um, I would not say much about that because
And after
those
Revolution too.
those are
You were not very
surprises.
happy about Revolution sharing the song without asking you.
No, not that. I never said that. Tell God to play that video. Let me see. I didn't say anything like that.
I just had to cook, so I'm trying to let you confirm that.
No, no, I didn't say anything like that.
But anyway, that's a great collaboration. Revolution,
Thank
Hero,
you.
and then Fanico. You're really being accepted in the international market, in the continental market. So you want to keep like who's coming up next? Just be specific.
No, for sure. Another album of Mr. Leo is coming up 2018.
Whoa,
But this time
2018, the
around,
second album.
yeah,
Great.
yeah. This time around, it's going to be full of collabos, full of cameo collabos because most
Wow.
of them are complaining that the album has more of international collabos, and this is because out of all the songs we put in place, say 50 songs, we named the album Love Original. Means we have to choose songs that reflect that album. And if out of the 13 songs we choose, the collabos found in it are from artists outside, it's not of our own. It's not. We didn't choose to make it that way. That's because the songs we choose, the collabos are going to be from international artists. But the songs that are coming up, we're going to have lots and lots of collabos.
Mr. Leo is here with us on Street 237. He is today undeniably an idol. He is kind of a model to young, Cameroonians in any field in any field that they may be in, because he has proven to us that you can make it from grass to grace. Right now, being a role model comes with a lot of responsibility. Let's show this short video of Mr. Leo showing great support to a local artist, Ambe, who definitely brought in one of his latest songs, Vitesse, shot by Mr. Adrenaline. And that song is a controversial song. They did two on the videos online, social media, Facebook, maybe more on the other networks, on all the social media pages that I'm not following. But during the Click Urban Music Festival, last year, December, they went to the stage and they showed great support, quote unquote, because it's still very controversial. But this is the video. This is Mr. Leo's part. This is how good he was at supporting. And when we come back, we're going to talk about him, his image, and his career. Mr. Leo, the role model of Cameroon, is, of course, irrefutable. When you see yourself doing that,
Yeah.
weren't you afraid that it's going to have a negative toll on your businesses?
It depends on how you see it. I was on stage because I was supporting a brother. And secondly, it's a song I love. Sometimes you just vibe to it. That day we were having a show. Besides the show, we were just enjoying ourselves.
Why particularly supported that song and not any other song? I know you guys support songs a lot. You
I've
guys share
showed
on your
support
wall,
for
but
other
this
songs.
one you guys have come out on several occasions. Well, brother, we support you.
Ambe is it's like a family to Alphabeta.
Yeah.
And that day we were all on the same stage, and we actually I mean, we just vibe to the song. What do you
I know
want
I
me
should
to say?
promote you, but
And at the same,
there's certain things I also not close my eyes to.
and secondly, I'm Mr. Lil, yeah, but I'm human.
Yeah,
I could be normal. I could get that
yeah.
crazy. This, it doesn't make any
Because I've
difference.
actually never talked about this, and I want to
Yeah,
talk about it with you,
yeah,
knowing that I've worked with Guinness and with Giorgio,
yeah,
Malta Guinness and
yeah,
Guinness. So on like in the background on several projects, and there's something that intrigued me. That's why I wanted to talk about you
yeah,
because you are a brand ambassador for Origin.
yeah.
It's a brand owned by Giorgio,
Exactly.
and then you're also brand ambassador for Item. You
Exactly.
know, apart from the fact that you've been a role model and that youths are looking up to you,
Yeah,
and you're promoting a song that like intricately promotes sexuality in sex, you understand, and
yeah,
which is a copycat of the movement, the one corner movement, that came from outside,
yeah,
for Ambe, not much originality.
yeah.
I want to focus on the business part. There is this code called the Jajo Marketing Code. You briefed on that.
Exactly.
And knowing the Jajo Marketing Code, I was
Yeah.
like, I know that obviously the Jajo Marketing Code formally
What's that code?
forbids, you understand,
Yeah.
that kind of image for their brand ambassadors. But no one has bothered you yet. So I was like, weren't you
No.
afraid, like the guys who were like, why did you do this and that?
It's a relationship we have. G.I. Joe, Mr. Leo, Alphabeta. I tell Mr. Leo. It's like a man and a woman. With some couples, if you go out, you drink, and you come back smelling alcohol, it's a very big problem. But why is it that with some couples, it's no big deal? It depends on the kind of relationship you have. It depends on the kind of deal you sign. It goes in many ways. People cannot judge me from that because you were not there when I was signing that paper. You don't know what I signed, what in that paper, the boundaries of it and all that. I know, my team knows, and the people concerned directly, from GI Joe, they know what we signed. Secondly, uh, imagine I'm married to my wife, and I'm that husband who comes back home every day at 6 o'clock. Because one day out of, in the next 7 months, I come back someday at 10 o'clock. You're not gonna just take hammer and start,
Yeah.
that's somebody who wouldn't do that normally. That day maybe he got carried away. He was just being human, that kind of stuff.
And to
So
pay is human,
there's no
everyone's
need, yeah,
entitled to
there's no
that.
need judging from one thing.
Yeah.
You need lots of those things to be able to judge. So
Love Original is your album that we're celebrating today, and it has a new song on promotion entitled Je suis désolé.
désolé, je
And
suis
you're
désolé.
still talking about ladies. You're still talking about love. So tell us a little bit, like, what are you? And you launched a challenge. Like, what are you trying to communicate in the song?
Yeah,
Basically.
je suis désolé is a guy apologizing to a lady. Now, why I did this song is because nowadays, especially with the youths, that word sorry, especially with the men,
It's heavy.
it's almost like a taboo. For us, it's just one word. It's just a simple word. With the ladies, you can bear me witness. It's easy. She does something, and when you get mad, the first thing she does is, I'm sorry, babe. But with the guys, it's just so difficult. Sometimes they are actually sorry, but they don't say it. He could just go out and
They
then when
want to
coming
take you
back
for a
home,
restaurant,
take you to a
for
restaurant
shopping and
and come
everything.
back.
Instead of saying I'm sorry.
Why not just say it? I think that's the first step to fixing any problem you have with your companion, with your partner. Just that word, I'm sorry. It goes a long way to fix anything. I'm just saying it's okay for a man to say, babe, I'm sorry when you do something wrong. That's just what I'm trying to
Okay,
preach in the
now,
song.
you probably look at your camera, the one in front of you, the other way,
Exactly.
and so give a piece of advice to all those young Cameroonians aspiring to make it as well, like you've done, from
Yeah.
grass to grace. Be
Yeah.
it whatever their field, whatever field they are in, musicians or any other person.
This is a Mr. Leo code. I always say it, I never change it. Each time I have the opportunity to say something and talk to the youth, I always say this. Take your time to choose carefully what you really want to do in life. Because from that step, if you miss it, either you regret for the rest of your life or you regret for a very long time. For example, me, uh, I have lots of things I do besides music. I started with painting my early days in the secondary school. After painting, I went to football. I almost went professional, but family didn't encourage. Good footballer. I left football to street dancing. I was good. I left street dancing to theater art. It was like I did it when I was secondary school, but I did sciences, but that was a part-time thing I was doing, and I was good. You know, and In school, I studied sciences. I studied engineering in the university. I finished and I started working, and then I resigned. To keep up with my music. All these things I did, but finally I chose music. You know, uh, I could choose football and become a footballer, but anything I do, I don't just want to do it good. I want to be great at what I do, and there's a big difference. I could be good at all of them, but the one thing I'm great at is music. I only discovered that because I took my time to choose carefully that particular thing. If I choose painting, I would be happy, but at some point I might be regretting. You know, but now I can do music and I can still do painting. I can still play football. All these things I love. So take your time to choose carefully what you really want to do in life. That goes 80%, to play whatever. Once you finally choose that thing, just work hard and pray hard. There's no magic. Nothing will stop you. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, we will definitely separate with Mr. Leo right now. You are watching Street 237, your Aju Infotainment Talk Show. It was a pleasure receiving Mr. Leo, focusing on him for this long, because we have to please you. So we'll give you this beautiful song, which is, of course, the song on promotion from the album Love Original, Mr. Leo's solo album after 3 years of professional career. So this is Désolé, to all the beautiful women out there and to all the men who can humbly go down and tell their babe, I'm sorry, I keep my ego aside and I want our love to be treasured forever, forevermore. So stay tuned. We shall be back.
Salatiel on the beat.
Ayo, ayo, baby, ayo.
Alphabet and Records.
Oh my love, I'm missing you every step of the way. Wherever you are, baby, I hope you okay. Girl, if I could undo, believe me, my love, I would take the pain away. Girl, I would die for you. If there was a way, I would go back to yesterday. J'ai jamais vu une femme comme toi qui aime si fort. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Jamais vu une femme avec un cœur en or. J'suis désolé, bébé.
That was Mr. Leo with you people. Wow, he's so interesting. Now, just like an artist who is a musician, to be more precise, because artist goes is a kind of is an ambiguity, or it's a generic name that engulfs many other disciplines within it. So just as a musician, who uses his voice, his vocal, which is his instrument to communicate, the paint artist uses the brush, and of course, the different colors and the board, and they also have a great world within painting that you definitely discover, through our guest on Street 237, your Age Entertainment Talk Show. Her name is Shiri Achu. She has toured the world and she is back to Mama Cameroon.
Yay.
Welcome.
Thank
to
you.
the special show, Street 237.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Wow. I am so happy to see you again.
Yes. I'm happy to see you.
And this interview has been in the pipeline for over
About 4 years?
7 years.
Yes.
Back in 2010 during Afrique Or, where I couldn't
Oh, wow.
interview.
I thought it was, okay.
So it is
Yeah.
the 8th year today.
Yes.
And finally I have you on board.
Yes.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Do you know what we're going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Many people don't know who you are.
Okay.
So to cut everything short,
Mm-hmm.
I did a little intro
Okay.
of you
Right.
to make it real quick and easy.
Right.
Then we start talking about what brought you to Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to do some flashback.
Okay.
Since we are still in the retro
Yes.
perspective.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You
Retrospective.
understand what we're talking about.
Yes.
This as a short bio of Shiri Achu. You want to know who she is? Have it.
Shiri Achu was born in Cameroon, West Africa. She and her family immigrated to London, where she lived for many years. Today, she has studios in Cameroon, the UK, and the USA, where she is currently based. After obtaining an A prime and A at GCSE and A-level art, she went on to study architecture at Cardiff University. Since qualifying as an architect, Shiri lodged for her painting brush and has been actively pursuing her passion of painting. Her preferred mediums are acrylic, but she works with mixed media also. Shiri Achu's arts come from everyday, unsurprising yet unexpectedly vivid moments, times, and places. She is reputed to capture the spirit of her subjects and make them come alive through form, color, texture, and tone. One of the aims of Shiri Achu's art is to showcase the culture of Cameroon and other African countries worldwide. It's also to bring back fond memories to those in the diaspora. Shiri Achu's art is gripping and engaging across the globe. Her works, originals and signed limited prints, have been and are continually sought after all over the world. Her works have been featured in several magazines, newspapers, blogs, and the book International Contemporary Masters 7, published by the Worldwide Art Books, Inc., on pages 64 and 65. Shiri Achu's art is owned by notable public figures such as Cameroon football legend Roger Milla, Grammy Award singer Faith Evans, British actor James Faulkner, British soul singer MBE Omar, Madame Samia Nkrumah, daughter to Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, Muta Baruka, Jamaica's living legend, a Rastafari dupe poet, musician, actor, educator, and Irie FM talk show host, Tom Foreman, CNN worldwide correspondent and author, top Cameroonian Makossa musicians like Samfan Thomas, Prince Ndidi Yango and Papa Salejan, and Grammy Award-winning singer and actress Brandy, among others. In April 2017, Grammy Award-winning American singer, songwriter, record producer, and actress Brandy acclaimed about the painting Midnight Tradition. And I quote, "This is so beautiful. I mean, really, it's so beautiful." End of quote. Brandy was also tremendously pleased and encouraged by Shiri Achu's arts campaign, Raise the Roof, which raises funds through raffle sales and other initiatives to raise money to complete roof construction works in Santa Village in Cameroon, precisely in the northwest region. Shiri Achu has been awarded the Best Artist in Brent by the Brent Council, London. Shiri Achu also has been awarded Top 10 Artist at Atomatic 2016, Washington, D.C. Welcome to Dope Music, Shiri Achu. Welcome to your motherland, Cameroon. This is Canal D English.
Wow.
Yes.
Now you know that we have a star in the building and she is making Cameroon great again before the eyes of strangers because we know we're great.
Yes, we are.
So, you've been doing all this in just 8 years.
Yes, I
You've
have been.
touched the world's best.
Oh, I have been doing my best. I have been working hard.
How has it been this far? Cool. I mean, I guess it was quite exciting, but the back office it's also been very tedious with working and
Grinding.
having to handle a lot.
Yes, definitely. I mean, with going around and exhibiting, it takes its toll having to travel to different countries just to to show your work. But it's great. It's great.
You know, what is burning my lips as a question right now is to find out how did you feel when you saw these people, these Africans, these whites, these Caucasians, whatever you call them, reacting to your culture that they know nothing
about. That is what makes
You mean
me.
you were bridging?
Yeah.
Racism never existed in, that,
Yeah.
in those environments. Like
Yeah.
a white would be vibrating to a black man's culture without having, to
Yes.
disrespect him, but valuing that. I mean,
Yes.
how did you feel seeing Brandy,
Yeah.
seeing Rose J. Miller,
Yeah.
seeing those officials, the government officials in London? How was it?
Oh, it was wonderful. It's always wonderful to meet people who we're inspired by, and it's honoring for me that they appreciate my work, and that I moved them enough to for them to have some kind of nostalgia for Africa. So it's humbling meeting them, and it's great that they appreciate what I do. Yeah.
Wow. Now let's talk about your projects.
Yes.
For they're quite interesting.
Yes.
You are in Cameroon for a great deal.
Yes.
Now let's start from something to me, which I think is chronological in terms of the meaning, the
My path.
the coherence and everything, your
Right.
path. Now we're talking about your concepts are unique. Let's talk about the imprint
The
concept, the
imprint series.
series.
So typically,
What is it all about?
what is the imprint series exhibitions? Um,
You
I
have
typically
35, you're
36,
36,
37.
37, 38.
So typically, I did my first ever solo exhibition about 9 years ago. It was called the 30th Act, and I typically do very, very, very large pieces. And something came to me around 4 years ago when I was 4 years afterwards. When I had done one specific piece, I had to. A friend of mine had asked me to do a piece and to donate it. I didn't have anything with me, so I said, okay, I'm going to do a painting right now. I'm going to come to the event and donate this painting. But I managed to capture it really well before I managed to do that.
Yeah.
So, and from there, people, when I saw that, people always commented on that painting. They said, "Oh, but can I have a print of it?" That was the thing that made me think, "Oh, so people want prints."
Which painting was
It
that?
was
Was it the
called, it
Maasai?
was a Maasai tone
Because I
painting.
remember when you were here in
Yes.
2009,
Yeah.
2010,
Yeah.
when you decided to start doing your exhibitions,
Yes.
you exposed at Gallery Man.
Yes.
During the festival, the Africa Festival,
Yes.
where we had a great
Yes.
African
Sculptors.
sculptor who is
Yes.
based in the United States as well.
Mhm.
And he's commended your pose. He was so crazy about it. So the
Mhm.
Maasai stuff, I loved it too.
Thank you.
I love the Maasai so
Thank
much. I
you.
get it.
So from that, I saw that people really wanted prints of that. So I thought, okay. And then something also came to me that my aim, one of my aspirations is to be able to deliver art, Africa culture to as many different places worldwide as I possibly can. So I started with 35 imprints, which was the exhibition, the first one in London. And from London, I saw that it really worked. I saw quite a few pieces. And then I did one in DC, which was 36 in print, DC. 37 in print was in Australia. 38 in print was in Jamaica.
Jamaica.
And 39 in print is coming. So the aim of why I do that is because when you make
Where would
prints,
39 imprint be?
you have to keep watching.
It's okay. It's
Yes.
okay. Let's keep going.
So the reason why I did the imprints is because it becomes transportable when you do work, that you can actually transport around, and it becomes affordable. So rather than, I would never have been able to, take all my pieces to Australia, for example, my very big pieces, and have an exhibition for 2 weeks. That's very costly, very time consuming, very hard. So it's easier. I found that, and I saw that there was a market for my prints. So people were wanting to have prints of my work. So I make them limited editions. So now I'm able to actually carry them and then take them to, and every year I aim to go to a different, country altogether and just
Wow.
expose. And then I'm very moved when I hear, for example, someone in Australia, buy a bafuchu, the bafuchu, big men
Buffalo
celebrate.
people from the
Like
west region
now,
from the northwest region of
yes,
Cameroon.
yes. So now they know about bafuchu. Or when they ask me, but what is she cooking? And I say it's achu. I'm very moved when they are yearning to learn
Cocoyam,
about.
pounded cocoyams
Yes,
and
and the
yellow
achu,
soup and things like
exactly,
that.
exactly. So I'm excited that they're learning, and they have this desire to want to know about the Africa. And some people say that they now have a desire to actually travel to Africa because of some of the things that I've shown through my artwork. So that is what makes me do what I do.
So you have this project called the Raise
The roof.
the Roof.
Yes.
Right. What's
Yes.
the link between the imprints
And
and
the
the
Raise
Raise
the
the
Roof.
Roof project?
So typically, I always like to have the imprints exhibition to make it a little bit more fun. So at 35 and 36, I was giving away one of my paintings. So people would buy a raffle ticket,
Yeah.
and during the day, during the event, I'll pick out the winner, and someone would win one of the prints.
Okay.
Now, for 37 in print, 38 in print, I wanted to give away, when I went to Australia, there was an original piece that was shortlisted. This painting, the Midnight Tradition,
Oh, wow.
had been shortlisted for a competition down to the
Yes.
last 10.
Yeah.
So I had sent that painting to Australia.
Yeah.
So I had the idea, why not, raffle off that original painting and then use the money, because this is an original, this is no longer a print, and then use that money to be able to fund a great campaign. And in fact, my mother was the one who told me that, because I asked mom, is there any, I didn't want you to just, get the money and just, I didn't want you to just
To
be,
use it,
to use
let
the
it
money,
be just for
just like,
yourself, your
exactly,
benefit, you and
exactly,
family. You wanted to
exactly.
impact other people. with it.
Exactly. So I said I was looking for a really nice course. So my mom told me about the Sunday school roof in the Santa
Sometime in the
Sa-
northwest region of
yes,
Cameroon.
yes. So I said that's perfect. And then we came up with the name Raise the Roof, and that's another great title so people can remember it. And we went along and we're selling raffle tickets, and we're using other initiatives to try and raise the roof.
So you're using what you know how to do best,
Yes,
painting,
yes.
to fund a
To fund,
project,
yes.
and it's a humanitarian act. And you,
Yes.
the raise the roof campaign,
Yeah.
it's a humanitarian campaign
Yes.
aimed at helping or putting a smile on other people's
Yes,
faces.
yes, yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
How much was one of those paintings bought by these celebrities? Because most of the people who bought them
Yep.
are most of the time celebrities.
So the prints on my website are around $200, £200,
£200
because they're prints.
£200.
Yes.
It's like almost
Like
too
about
high.
$250, $200 and $300.
Yeah, so
About
Cameroon,
300.
CFA,
Yes, but yes, about mm,
Cameroon
200,
CFA. I'm not very good
250,
at maths though.
250 USA, 300 CFA, 200,000.
1,000, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 300,000.
Yeah, but these are quite big sizes,
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So you know, definitely it's affordable, like you said,
it's
and it's of
affordable.
course movable. You
Yes.
can take it to
Yes.
all the places. So
Yeah.
those same paintings will be here in Cameroon, and
Yeah.
you will be able to, access them to buy them. And that's why we'll be talking now about the 12 imprint retrospective,
Right.
because you see most of those paintings that the superstars that you've only been seeing on TV and dreaming to meet have actually handled, and you would see those paintings in Cameroon. The paintings that Brandy handled, and I was like, oh, I love the Buffettry, I love the Maasai.
Yes.
So you shall be seeing that. So now we'll be talking about that because that's what brought you to Cameroon.
Yes.
So the 12 imprint retrospective.
Yes.
Talk to us about it. Your names are so original, the names of your project. So we need to always ask
want,
what is it all
I
about?
want to always make you remember and to think about it and to remember it. So that's the name. So the 12-piece retrospective runs along this entire year, even though it's beginning this year with exhibitions which started in Lagos, and here the one in Douala, which is
Yeah.
actually on Saturday, the Saturday.
You had to do one in Bamenda, but unfortunately you had to push it forward.
Yes, unfortunately because of yes.
But anyway, Bamenda, you're
But
coming.
I'll come back and do this later.
Yeah,
Yes.
So let's talk about the one that has to hold in Douala, in Bonaberry, just opposite Pharmacie Dupont. Yes, opposite Pharmacie Dupont. For those who are in Bonaberry who know it, is at Ancien Route, just after MTN. So it's just opposite Pharmacie Dupont. Be there at the Shalom building, and you have a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yeah.
And for those who know Barrister Tumfo Nico Hale, if you've never gone to his visit in the Sharon building and you dream to be there, go there right now for it's a double. You can use a stone, issue 2 votes. You go and visit his property.
Yes.
And of course, you also enjoy a good exhibition and you can
Perfect.
support, the underprivileged.
Perfect.
So
Yes.
and
it's actually
raise a roof now.
from 10 to 9 o'clock as well. So
10
it's
to
like
9
it's like an all day.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. to 9 o'clock.
Yes. So you have
Not
plenty of
Cameroon
time.
Not Cameroon time, oh. Una yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it. The
Yeah.
12 imprint retrospective.
So the 12 imprint was an idea that I had to impact this 2018. I have a calendar which also shows what I'm trying to do. I selected 12 key pieces which I love, pieces which have a story. And alongside each painting you will see at the exhibition, you will read the story and understand the reason why that specific painting is important, or what it has done, or who owns it, or where it has been exhibited, whether it was a Smithsonian. Or so there are 12 key pieces from my collection of works, and so one sort of denoted for a specific month. That is it. So I'm looking back. I am choosing these 12 pieces. That's the 12 piece, the retrospective part of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to conclude right now, but let's just remind you guys, the event is on Saturday.
This Saturday, the 13th.
The 13th.
Yes.
Beautiful. Saturday, 13th of January.
January.
In Douala,
Yes.
precisely in Bonaberry, opposite Pharmacie Dupont, Ancien Route Bonaberry, not far from MTN, that's over there. So you have all the description, the details so that you get there.
Perfect.
And of course, it's in the morning.
No, it's
Not
from 10 to 9.
From
So it
oh,
starts,
sorry,
so
it starts in the morning.
Yes, it finishes
from
at
10
9
a.m. and we end at 9 p.m.
PM.
Okay, so you have no excuse not to be there.
Yeah, you have the whole
If you can
day.
be there at 10 a.m., make
11.
that time to be there before 9 p.m.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
It's going to be a great moment. You want to
Yes.
know what is actually going to be the program? Come and discover. First and foremost, let me show you my gifts. I was offered this a lot. People just offer one, but I have a lot, and it's signed. My name is there. Okay, I was offered this by Shiri Achu.
Yes.
I was offered this by Shiri Achu.
Upside
I
down.
was upside.
This one, this one.
Okay, this one is upside down.
Yes.
So I get it. How do I even know that
That's it.
it's
That's it.
upside down? Okay, now the head of the man.
Look at the picture.
This one, Shiri Achu. And this one, how is it? Tastes like this.
That's it. Yes.
Beautiful.
Do you see the calendar?
Okay, then I was also given a calendar. See, people, be very honest. I'll copy this model of exposing, bring my own calendar for 2018. Pour pas avoir honte de copier le bon exemple. Longuet said it. The most popular man on Facebook right now, live Facebook. So this calendar is just amazing. We'll
Thank
have time
you.
to just go to our website. I mean, what are your social media handles so we
So,
know how to follow you and check the calendar and also
Right.
buy the calendar
Right.
to support the underprivileged.
Okay. So anything, just type in Shiri Achu Art. That's SHIRIACHU Art. So you can find that on Twitter, Facebook. My website is .com, and what else? Instagram, Shiri Achu Art.
Thank you to her communications manager, Carol Lewe, very, very professional name or face, and professional person and a known
Yes.
face in industry.
Yeah.
So she's always in the background. So I know you like arts.
Yes.
So we're going to give you a song
Yes, I love
that
his
would
music.
actually, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I do.
Great. So his name is Wazi.
Mm-hmm.
Wazi, I think you're a specialist in, is it banking, finance, or
Yeah,
management?
yeah, I did economic intelligence. I have a master's in economic intelligence.
And he all let that be. He put it aside for music. I don't know what you have
Yes,
degrees in
yes,
architecture,
yes,
and you
yes,
said you're going full time painting one
yes,
hand with brush.
yes.
I don't understand. Instead of building skyscrapers, you go and start painting. Hey, if I be a papa, I would say that.
My dad is
Okay,
proud.
okay. You're gonna do like two songs, and we dedicate all that to you and to our viewers. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
thank
watching,
you.
viewers. I've been so humbled having all of you here, and we'll start. We started shooting outdoor, so we're announcing good surprises for you. Thank you to Emmanuel Beverka, who is handling all the cameras and the technical side as well. Alongside with, yeah, I got there finally. I got my words mixed up. It's okay. It's overjoyed. So I also have Donan Gilo, who is my director and my superhuman. These two guys are my people, right? It's your homeboy Steve. This is Wazi for the Sweet Acoustic.